I have told you that there are many, many types of devotion, even 100 types of devotion, as mentioned in Bhagavad Mahapuran. But most famous is Navdha Bhakti, ninefold devotion, 9 types of devotion. We went in the whole history where Prahlad told this 9 devotion, Navdha Bhakti, to his father, Hiranyakashipu. When Hiranyakashipu asks, question Prahlad, what is the aim of life? And Prahlad replied and said, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Padasevanam, Archanam Bandhanam Dasyam, Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 7th canto, 5th chapter, 23rd verse. 9 types of devotion. Shravanam, listening to the divine qualities, the kathas, the narrations, divine philosophy as contained in Bhagavad, Gita, Ramayana, Ved, Puran, etc. Kirtanam, chanting, singing the praises, the qualities, the name, pastimes, etc. of the Lord. Vishnu means Krishna. Smaranam, remembering, lovingly remembering the form of the Lord, the virtues, etc. Padasevanam, worshipping the lotus feet of the Lord. Archanam, worshipping an image, an idol, a murti, as we did, Archanam. What we did just now was Archanam, in the beginning. Vandanam, paying obeisances, prostrating and paying obeisances to the Lord by glorifying Him through mantra, etc. Vanna, Dasyam, realizing the true nature of the soul with Bhagwan Krishna, Nitya Krishna Das. The soul, by nature, is an eternal servant of Sri Krishna. Sakhyam, another natural relation of the soul to Sri Krishna. He is our eternal friend, Sanatan Sakha of the soul. Wherever the soul goes, Krishna has to go. Eternal, such a friend. And Atma Nivedanam, completely surrendering everything to Krishna. This is what Prahlad explained or told his father. In the Ramayana, Tulsikrit Ramayana, Bhagwan Shri Ram also explains Navdha Bhakti to Shabari. Navdha Bhakti Karahu Tohi Pai, Savdhan Sunu Dharu Manamai. The Lord says to Shabari, I am going to tell you about Navdha Bhakti, ninefold devotion. So be alert, Savdhan. Be alert, listen. Dharu Manamahi, with your mind absorbed in me. I told you last night, I explained that we have to listen with the mind, not the ears. Prathama Bhagati Santanha Kar Sangha. The first bhakti, association with the saints. And last night I went in detail about who or what is a saint and the importance of associating with the true saint, what we benefit, what we get from associating with the saint, and why a saint is so important. I explained the word Guru means saint. Unfortunately, in this Kali Yuga we live in, everybody is a Guru. Guru, you have to be qualified. There's a qualification. In Bhagavad Mahapuran, Prabhupada Maharaj says to Videhanimi, Tasmar Gurum Prapadde Tajigyasu Shreya Uttamam Shabde Parichanishnatam Brahman Upashamashayam. 11th Canto, 3rd chapter, 21st verse. Prabhupada Maharaj, one of the 9 Yogeshwars, says to Videhanimi that yes, we have to have a guru. We have to surrender completely to the guru, but for him to be guru, there are 2 things he must have. Shabde Pare, he must have knowledge, complete knowledge of all the scriptures. Theoretical man. But more important, Nishnatham, Brahmanupashamashayam, meaning he must have practical experience of God. He has attained God, seen Krishna. So Guru means saint. Only a saint can be Guru. Look, whatever Guru has, that's what he will give to you. Simple as that. If we want to attain the divine bliss, the divine knowledge, the divine experience of Radha Krishna, we have to go to somebody who possesses that himself. And if that person himself is a beggar, what is he going to give to you? I am a beggar, he is a beggar. One beggar goes to another beggar and says, I am getting my daughter married. I need some money. Can you give me $10,000? And the other beggar says, yes, I'll give you everything I have. So they said, give me, please. And he gives him a quarter, 25 cents. And he says, quarter? You said, hey, I'm asking you for $10,000. And you said you'll give me everything you have. Yes, that's all I have. That's all I can give. So if someone himself is under Maya, he is in darkness, ignorance, he himself have not realized, who am I? Ki main Atma, that I am the soul. Not reading, not giving a lecture, realizing that my relation is only with Krishna, with God. He himself have not attained that divine bliss, divine knowledge of Krishna. How can he is in darkness, how can he give light? Gu means darkness, Ru means light. Guru takes away darkness, means Maya, greed, anger, jealousy, hatred, lust. Gu. And he gives Ru. Light means Bhagavan, God. Who can take away Maya? Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita, Daivi Hesha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya Mame Vaye Prapadyante Maya Metantarantite. Chapter 7 verse 14 Gita. Bhagavan says, hello, listen. He says, Maya is not an imagination of the mind as people say. Udaivi Hesha. It's a divine power. Oh, Mama Maya. Maya belongs to me, it's my power. And since Maya belongs to me, it is real, I am real, God. So no one can cross Maya by themselves. How to cross Maya? Mameva ye prapadyante. The word ev means only. Only the one who completely surrenders to Shri Krishna, to God. Very clear. In other words, since Maya is the power of Shri Krishna, only when Maya tells Krishna, leave that one now, then Maya will leave. So somebody who has become equal to Krishna, that person alone can tell Maya, go, that is a saint. When one attains godization, every power that Krishna has, he gives to that soul. That's why I told you last night, Bhagwan Krishna himself is saying, 11 Canto, 17 Chapter, 27 Verse, Bhagavad Mahapuran, Bhagwan Krishna says to Uddhav, Acharya mam bijaniya navamanyet karhichit namartya buddhya suyet sarvadeva mayo guru. Hey Uddhav, know the saint to be me, mam bijaniya. When you meet a true saint, you meet Bhagwan. How to meet a saint is a different story. So, association with the saint. When we associate with the saint, Binu Satta Sangha Viveka Nahoi. Only when we associate with a true saint will we acquire true knowledge. We get knowledge not by reading book, not by listening to lecture. Guru gives knowledge, the saint. This is very clear. Guru Binu Hoi Ki Gyan. A saint gives us knowledge from inside. He makes the vessel, he purifies the vessel. Until this vessel is not there, nothing will stay in there. I mentioned about the vessels last night. It will go through one edge and come out the other one. You will not understand anything. You can repeat a lot of things from many, many books, but you yourself have no knowledge. Knowledge means to accept, to believe, to have the faith. If you don't believe, you don't accept, then you don't know. Just saying something doesn't mean. Many people, they are professors, they give big, big lectures, but they have no idea what they're talking about. It's just a lecture. Anybody can read a book, make notes, and give lecture. So Guru gives knowledge. And I told you last night, he also is the one. As I told you, Krishna says, I want pure heart. Nirmalaman. But Krishna says, I am not going to do it. And you cannot do it. So who is going to make the heart pure? Guru. That's why Bhagwan Ram says to Shabari, Mo te santa adhik kari lekha. That greater than me is the saint. In this respect only, because it is a saint who is going to clean our heart, our mind, and make it ready for receiving the divine bliss, the divine love, divine knowledge of Krishna. Without the vessel, if a saint were to try to give it to you, you'll be burnt to ashes. You have to become deserving first. If it is given to an undeserving soul, that divine power, that person will be burnt to ashes. You have to be, look, it is a saying in the world that the milk of a lioness can only be held or contained in a golden vessel. If you put the milk of a lioness in any other vessel, it will burst. The only vessel can contain the milk of a lioness is a vessel made of gold, pure gold. In the same way, we have to make this vessel, the heart, the mind, pure. Niramal manajana so mohipava. So that was the first one. The second one we discussed last night. Du sarirati mama katha prasanga. So Pada Sevanam was the first one that Bhagwan Ram is relating to Shabari. The second one is Shravanam, which is the first one that Prahalad says to his father. To have great love, great attachment for listening to the divine philosophy, divine narrations of the Lord's Katha, his narrations, Bhagavad, Gita, Ramayana, Veda, etc. Great attachment, great love. That's a bhakti. We have to listen. And I told you last night, I went in detail about the correct way of listening. We have to listen with the mind. When we listen with the ear, we hear nothing. This air is a house. It's only a house. People have very beautiful ears. They hear nothing. Beautiful eyes, you see nothing. There's the mind which is the performer of the action. Look, many people says, don't ask question. Really? Bhagavan Krishna didn't say that. Tadvir pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Chapter 4, verse 34. Bhagavan Krishna says you have to ask question, but you have to be careful who you ask question from. Bhagavan Krishna is qualifying here whom we should ask question from. Tattvadarshinaha, one who has seen Krishna. In other words, the true Guru, the qualified saint, the transcendental saint, Guru. If you meet such a person, Bhagavan Krishna says, if you meet such a saint, one who has seen Krishna, attained Krishna, what should you do? Tavvirip pranipatena. Pranipat means completely surrender. Patena means just surrender. Pranipaten, completely surrender. Number 2, pariprashnena. The word prashna means to question. But here Bhagavan Krishna says pariprashnena. It means to ask question with an inquisitive mind. Mumukshut bhav se. Not a challenging one, but an inquisitive mind. I have doubt, I do not know. I want to clear my doubt. Doubts are very dangerous. Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita, Sanshayatma vinashyati. When doubt comes in the mind, everything is destroyed. And who is going to clarify the doubts? The Guru. But Guru has to be Tattva Darshinaha. He's qualifying here. Krishna is making it very clear. You can go for yourself, chapter 4, verse 34. In Gita, read it. So when you meet such a person, how do you ask question? Not to see how much he knows, or to show how much you know. Many of us, we ask question, he think he know, let me check him out and see. I'm going to check him out. How much he know? That's not pariprashnena. That is abhiman. That is called pride. If already you have in your mind that no, the answer is like this, and then you go and ask a question, you already think you know what the answer is, but you're going to ask a question, it means you have gone there, tell that already in your mind, no matter what that person tells you, you're going to say, no sir, it's not like that, it's like this. You have gone to argue to prove that person wrong, and one of the most dangerous things is to argue when it comes to spiritual matter. Don't argue. Somebody wants to argue? Jai, Jai Ho, Jai Ho. Hari Bol, Sitaram, Namaste. Or you win. Only the ignorant wants to argue. Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita, Namam dushkritino murha prapadyante naradhama Maya pahitagyana asuram bhavam ashritaha. Chapter 7, verse 15, Gita. He says, these 4 people can't surrender to me. He says there are 4 kinds of people. The first one, murha. Murha means fools. These people, they never had the right atmosphere. They never heard or read anything about God. They have no idea at all about what or who God is. They have no time. You tell them, hey, let's go Mandir. I have no time. I have no time. These people take birth and live their life, which to them means getting education, getting a good job, putting money in the bank, getting married, having children, etc. These people, after leading such a life, only die to be born into lower forms of life in the next path. Murha. The second class, Naradham. The explanation I'm giving to you here is the explanation given by Jagat Guru Ramanujacharya. Many people have given explanation, but I'm giving you the best. One of the original Jagat Guru, Ramanujacharya, who is considered to be a descension of Bhagwan Mahavishnu himself. Naradham. These people have an idea of what or who God is, but they do little or nothing towards their spiritual upliftment due to carelessness and laziness. We know what to do. The Guru has told you, do sadhana. Don't gossip. Don't get into gossip. Try to save yourself from kusang. Kusang? Anything which takes the mind away from God is kusang. What you hear, what you see, what you read, what you taste, what you touch, what you smell, any one of the senses. Kusang. The Guru teaches you, and yet you're careless. Oh, this can't bother me. How can Choti Bahu harm me? You challenge. I can touch any girl, touch any boy. Great. You challenge Maya, you challenge Guru. The third category is called Maya Prahitagyana. The sole aim of these people is to argue and doubt. Everywhere doubt. Why is so-and-so written in Gita? Why is so-and-so written in Ramayana? In Bhagavad? Was Krishna God? Was Ram God? Is he a saint? Why did Ram do such a thing? Why did Krishna do this? Etc. These people everywhere doubt. They ask questions not with an interest to know, but to argue it and prove others wrong. Anyone who has an argumentative nature falls under this category. Maya Prahitagyana. Is unwilling to change your opinion about anything. Very dangerous. And the last category, Asuram Bhavamashitaha. Asur means Rakshas. They have demonic tendencies. The heart, the mind is too dirty. That's the vessel. Remember I was telling you. Nothing spiritual has any effect on them. As a matter of fact, it has a negative effect. Anything which is spiritual, if there's any prayer, any katha, any bhagavad, anything is going on, they want to, let's go and make some noise. Let's go and disturb them, throw some stone or something, or play some loud music. They cannot, if they go somewhere and there's some talk going on about God, they become restless and irritated. They can't take it. So, most of us, we belong to the second category. We're not murha. We have an idea of who Krishna, who God is. We do worship in our own way. We're not the type to argue for the sake of argument, I hope not. And we're not the type to stop others from taking God's name. It leaves one category, Naradham. We know what we have to do, but we are too lazy and too careless to do it. So we have to ask questions to remove the doubts. Pariprashnena. But be careful who you ask. Not because somebody has been doing devotion 20 years, you think you're going to... They may be more confused than you. People formulate their own theories and philosophies in their mind. Don't just ask and talk to anybody. You're going to get more confused. Be careful. You have to go to the right person to ask. You have to ask. Ask. Don't be afraid. But go to the right one. And sevaya. If you meet such a saint, such a person, then you have to do seva also too. You have to serve him as you will serve God. Pada sevanam. You see, it comes here also. When I was saying yesterday, Pada sevanam is referring to the saint. Here Krishna is qualifying it. In chapter 4 verse 34 he says, sevaya. Serve the saint. So those two. So let's go into the third one.
पद पंकज सेवा ईसरी भक्ति अमर चौथी भगति मम गुण गण करही कपट तजी कान सिया प्रति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम प्रभु। बोले सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय।
So here Chauthi, because the Tisri falls within the first one. Gurupada Pankaja Seva, to serve the lotus feet of the saint. The fourth one, Bhagwan Ram says to Shabari, Chauthi Bhagati Mama Gun Gan Karai Kapat Taji Gan. He says the fourth bhakti is to chant, to sing my name, my qualities, my pastimes, without hypocrisy. Giving up all hypocrisy and deceitfulness. Meaning, I wonder if I sing in real good, everybody like how I sing in. Not to sing because you want somebody to hear how nice you sing. Not to entertain, but with love, with devotion. Chanting is very, especially in Kali Yuga. In Bhagavad Mahapurana it says, Kriteya dhyayato vishnum tretayam yajato makaihi dvapare paricharyayam kalau tadhari kirtanat. 12th canto, 3rd chapter, 52nd verse, Bhagavad Mahapurana. In the Bhagavad it says, that which is attained through great difficulty in the age of Krityug. Krityug means Satyug, the first age. In the age of Satyug, through dhyan, meditation on Sri Krishna. In the age of Tretayug, through yajna, sacrificial worship to Sri Krishna, with great difficulty. In the age of Dwapar, through puja, again with great difficulty, through ritualistic worship of Sri Krishna, is easily attained in the age of Kali Yuga, just by chanting the divine name of the Lord. Kale dosha nidhera jannasti heko mahan gunah Kirtanadev Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Brajet. 12th canto, 3rd chapter, 51st verse. The Bhagavad says that even though this age of Kali Yuga is told to be the worst of all the ages, there are 4 ages that comes in cycles, uncountable cycles. I was mentioning to you the age of Brahma, over 30 trillion, 40 billion years, 100 years of Brahma, and then Mahapralay. Within that, how many Kali Yuga comes? Millions of Kali Yugas, millions of Satyugs, Treta and Dwapar. So this cycle goes on and on, uncountable time, but always starts with Satyug. The first age is Satyug. Then comes Treta Yuga. Then comes Dwapar Yuga. And then the age we are living in right now, Kali Yuga. This is the worst one. In the first age, goodness is the most maximum, superior. In the second age, it gets a little bit less in Treta Yuga. In Dwapar, even more or less. And in Kali Yuga, hardly any. In Satyug, the memory was so powerful. Shushut, when the Guru would tell the disciple the mantra in Sanskrit, once only, once, he will never forget again. Oh, think about the kind of memory we have. How much time you have to keep churning in your mind one word when you do spelling. Then after a while you remember. It doesn't mean you remember forever. You forget again. Right now someone has told something, 10 minutes afterwards, hey, did you go and phone that person for me? Gayatri, can you phone Annie? Yes, Swamiji. 10 minutes afterwards, did you phone Annie? I forgot. This is a condition of the memory we have. This is Kali Yuga. Everything is very bad. People used to live for thousands of years. Prahlad ruled the earth for over 306 million years. One manvantar. All these kings, Ambarish, Prahlad, Dhruv, millions of years they ruled the earth, the world. And today, if we live 100 years, we're very lucky. 60, you take the Jai Ho, thank you Bhagavan. Any moment you can die. This is Kali Yuga. So everything is bad in this Kali Yuga. Mind, constantly thinking wrong thoughts. Every moment thinking negative things about everyone. Wife thinking about a husband, husband thinking about a wife, children thinking about parents, parents, everybody. Not only your neighbor, in your own home. You don't tell them. And you know they don't know what you're thinking. Every moment thinking wrong thoughts. And this is what God knows, not what you do physically. People, generally we think, this, we don't think that I am a sinner. I am a papi. Don't call me a papi. Many times people meet me, ladies especially, and they say, Swamiji, I am a very good lady. Really? Are you a saint? I am such a good lady, Swamiji. You should look at your mind. Yes, I may not have cursed anybody. I haven't stolen from anybody. I haven't beaten anybody or killed anyone. But in my mind, every moment I'm committing murder. You see somebody, I wish to go and die somewhere, I'll kill her. And when they come in front of you, Sitaram, Sitaram. Oh, Haribol. Oh, long time I haven't seen you. Chal kapat. That's what's called chal kapat. Sweet from here and inside here, it's very bad. And that's what God knows, what coming from here, inside here. Mana eva manushyanam karnam bandha mokshayoho Brahma Bindu Upanishad. Second mantra. The Vedas say, the mind alone is the performer of our actions. It is a cause of bondage as well as liberation. The mind. God does not note what we do physically. You can do all the puja, offer all the jal, do all the havan. But if the mind is not there, it's like taking zero and multiplying. 0 by 1,000,000,000,000 is still 0. Manas puja is the highest puja. You don't have to do anything. Sit down and close your eyes and do the puja of the Lord. In your mind, you have done everything. It doesn't cost you anything. Let's suppose when someone has a desire to put the most beautiful mala for God, for Shri Krishna, with gems you can't even find in this world, like Kohinoor diamond, right? Of course, to begin, you can't afford a little 1 carat diamond. Where are you going to get a Kohinoor diamond from? You feel very bad. But in your mind, you close your eyes and you get a garland that you can't even find in this world with gems from Golok. And you put it on for Krishna. And you get you have done everything. It didn't cost you 1 cent. You can do everything. Just sit down and put Krishna to sit in front of you, or stand anyhow you want. Lying down and worship him. So this age of Kali Yuga, even though it's so bad, it's considered to be the storehouse of all ills and evils, it has one redeeming factor not found in the other ages. In this age of Kali Yuga, one can become free from the ocean of Maya and attain the supreme aim of life, godization, just by chanting the divine name of the Lord. Kirtanadev Krishna. Chanting the name of the Lord. Tulsidas says the same thing in the Ramayana.
कलियुग केवल हरि गुण गाए, कलियुग केवल हरि गुण गाए, गावत नर भावहि भाव खाए। जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम, जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
कलियुग केवल नाम आधारा, सुमीरी सुमीरी नर उतरहि पारा।
जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम, जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
The word Keval means only. In Hindi, Keval, only. मैं अकेला हूँ. I am alone. I'm sure you heard this word Kela, Akela. So Keval means only. Kali Yuga Keval Hari Gun Gaha. Hari means God, Shri Krishna, Ram Krishna. In this age of Kali Yuga, only by chanting the name of the Supreme Lord, Gavatanara bhavahi bhavathaha, one crosses this ocean of mundane existence just by chanting the name and attains everything. Again, this is Kag Basundaji saying to Guruji in the Kali Yuga Mahima. Kali Yuga keval naam adhara, Sumiri Sumiri Nara Uttarahu Para. Just by taking in the name, the support of the name, Keval, only the name. That's all you can do in this age of Kali Yuga. One is able to cross the ocean of Maya by remembering the Lord lovingly and chanting the divine name. Why is chanting God's name so important? You know, many of us, first to begin, if we tell someone chant any name of God, it's boring. If you start singing chutney, or rock or something, or some film song, we start dancing. And you start singing Radhe Radhe, it is boring. Hari Bol, Radhe Radhe, Hare Krishna, it's boring. We don't understand what is in God's name. We think we have to say some very big mantra. Then God will listen to us. Sanskrit mantra, Gayatri mantra, Ved mantra. First to begin, when you come to Vedas, you have to be very careful. There are rules and regulations. Ved mantras you cannot say just like that. You make one mistake in one swar and the whole meaning changes. Instead of getting benefit, you get harmed. One mistake. There was a Rakshas. He wanted to kill Indra, the king of heaven. So he grabbed hold of some rishis and forced them to perform a havan, yagna, havan. In that havan there was a mantra, Indra Shatur Vivardhasva, let Indra be destroyed. That was the meaning. Now that Rakshas didn't know Sanskrit. So the rishis, because the munis and rishis, because they were being forced, they changed one swar. Instead of going up in one place in the mantra, they went down. That's with the voice, and the whole meaning changed. The words remain the same. Indra Shatur Vivardhasva, Indra Shatur Vivardhasva. You can hardly hear the difference. And the whole meaning became, let Indra be victorious now. And a Rakshas was killed. While dying, he said, Hey Vishnu, this is an injustice. I did a yagna, havan, for Indra to be killed and I am killed. And Bhagavan said, Bhaiya, this is your priest. You brought them there. They did something wrong. I cannot be blamed for that. The judgment gets destroyed if the priest makes one mistake. Forget about not getting benefit. You cannot say Gayatri Mantra just like that. There are certain hand movements you have to make. Up, like this. Intonations of the voice. Om Bhur Bhuva, etc. Om Bhur Bhuva Svatat Savit. You can't say like that. You are cursing, abusing the Vedas. The first to begin with, most people can't say Bha. Om Bhur Bha, aspirated with the H. They say Bhur. Most people, 99% say Bhur. And Bhur, if you know a little bit of Hindi, is a curse word. It's a very nasty word. You're cursing and you don't even know. Anybody saying? Just chant God's name. Any name of God, what is so difficult? And no danger. Ulta naam. Valmiki said he couldn't even say Ram. Valmiki was a highway robber. He used to rob people, kill people. And one day he met the Sapt Rishis, the 7 Rishis, Narad, Angira, etc. He tried to rob them too. Narad said, but we are Munis, we don't have anything. All Naradji has is a tambura, 1-string instrument, and a langot. He said, no, I will rob anybody. So Naradji said, look, all these wrong things you're doing, don't you know you'll get punishment for this? Valmiki said, this is my duty, my dharma. I am doing this to support my family. So Naradji said, okay, will your family help you to partake of the sin that you're acquiring from doing all these wrong actions? Valmiki said, yes, I'm sure. So Naradji said, okay, go and ask them. We'll stay here, we don't have anything, what to rob. We'll stay and wait for you. So Valmiki first he went to his parents and said, Mummy, Daddy, Mata, Pita, I am doing so much wrong things, killing people, that you can live, to feed you, and for this I will have to go to hell. Will you help me to partake of that sin? No, beta. This is your duty. We can't help you. Valmiki went to his wife and said the same thing. Would you help me to partake of this sin? The wife too said, no, you are my husband. It's your duty to support me. The children, he went to the children. Children said the same thing. Valmiki went back and surrendered to Narad. He fell at the feet of Naradji and said, Naradji, oh Guruji, Maharaj, make me your Guru. But become my Guru, sorry. Please make me your disciple. Naradji said, okay. I am telling you a mantra I want you to repeat. I am giving you a mantra to repeat. Okay. What is the mantra? Ram. Just say Ram. That's a mantra. Full mantra. Valmiki couldn't say Ram. You find somebody in this world for me who is not dumb, who can speak, and they can't say Rama, 2 syllables. You can't find a person like that. Valmiki's heart was so bad, so dirty, he couldn't say Ram. So the Guru said, okay, you kill people. Mara. Mara means kill. So say Mara. Keep saying Mara. Mara is the complete opposite of Ram. If you keep saying Mara, and become Ram, but it's the opposite. Valmiki sat down there and continues, and he became a saint. Saying the opposite of God's name. God's name has so much power. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in the Shikshastakam, Ashtapadi, Naam Naam Kari Bahudha Nija Sarva Shakti Startar Pita Niyamita Smarane Nakala Etadishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaivami Dishamiha Janinanuraga. Hey Krishna, he says, you have so many names. Naam Naam Kari Bahudha. And you're so merciful that you have put all your power in the name. Nija Sarva Shaktis. You yourself sit in the name. Naam or Nami mein bhed nahi hai. There's no difference between God and the name of God. He sits in the name. Plus, you have made no rules, no regulations. When you do puja, you have to face east, you have to face north, you don't face south. Nobody sits in the toilet and do puja. You have to bathe, you have to do so much thing. When it comes to the name, anyhow you can take the name. Wherever, in whatever direction, in whatever state you are in, anytime you can take the name. A devotee in the time of Gaurang Mahaprabhu has so much love for Harinam, Mahamantra, that even when going to the toilet, he will keep saying it, the name. So people saw him and they decided to complain to Mahaprabhu that this guy, he's taken God's name. So he overheard and he decided, well, this is wrong, I should not do it. So he decided to hold his mouth because it will come out, the name. So he couldn't help but keep saying Mahamantra even when inside the toilet. So he put his phone in the mouth and he went inside. And they went and complained, Mahaprabhu, such a deceitful fella, he's showing off, he's put in his hand. Mahaprabhu called him and said, hey, what are you doing? So the devotee said, Maharaj, hey Maharaji, I can't help it that even when I go in the toilet, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna will come out my mouth. So to stop it, because everybody is saying it's wrong, I put my hand to hold my mouth down. Mahaprabhu embraced him. He says, no, that's not for you. That rule is not. You take the name wherever you want. In the toilet, God is in the toilet. Anywhere you want. And he scolded those people who came and complained, hey, this is a sadhana I gave you to see who is doing what. What about what you are supposed to be doing? You're not supposed to be looking and see who is chanting and who is going here and who is going there. Look at yourself. So no rules. Etadishi tava kripa. Your kripa, your mercies, your grace is to the extreme. But Durdaiva dishamiha janina anuragaha. Durdaiva means misfortune. My misfortune is also to the extreme in that I do not have attachment for chanting your name. How many of us, everywhere we go, will chant Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Radhe Radhe, Jai Govinda, Jai Gopala. Well, how many of us? Oh, we come under and we want everybody to hear I can sing too, so we'll chant a little bit. And some of us, when the chanting is going on, oh God, I don't know why they're chanting for. It's chant also too. Chant, because we don't understand. If that belief, the person who is chanting also, if that belief is there, that when I say Radhe, that the Radha Rani is sitting in the name, when you say Ra, but before you can say De, you will fall on unconscious with bliss. You have to realize that. We don't believe. The more you believe, you have the faith that when you say the name of God, that God is in the name itself, you will benefit more and more and more. Don't take the name empty like that. You have heard the Bible, people talk about the Bible, one of the commandments, thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. People don't understand what it means. It means don't take the name just like that. Realize that God is in the name itself. There's no difference. But you have to realize that. Don't just take it physically, artificially, mechanically, but with love. Then as Tulsidas ji says, Ek ghadi adho ghadi. That if you take the name even once, something wrong with Tulsidas? That if you take the name once, you can attain everything, and we are taking the name millions times and nothing happening? It means there's a right way and there's a wrong way. If you take the name in the right way once, you can get everything. And you can take it millions of times, but not in the right way, you get nothing. Oh, saying Ram, Ram, Krishna, Krishna instead of donkey, donkey is some better than Nothing but the faith. When you have the faith and the belief. Another verse of the Shikshastra. Do you know Mahaprabhu wrote only 8 verses? That's all. He didn't leave much writing. 8 verses. That's all he left, Sanskrit verses. But there is nothing less. Everything we need to know to attain God realization. The ultimate aim is in that 8, if you can follow it. Another verse he talks about what happens when you chant the name of Krishna. When you chant God's name. Cheto darpana marjanam bhavamaha Davagni nirvapanam Shreyah kairava chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadhu jivanam Anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam Purnamrita swadanam Sarvatmasnapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. When you do kirtan, chant in the name of the Lord, certain thing will happen to you. Listen, this is important. Then you know why chanting is so important. Cheto darpana marjanam. The mind, chet means the mind. This mind is like a mirror. But it's become very dirty. If you have a mirror and there's a lot of dirt is there, you can't see anything. What cleanses the mirror of the mind? When you chant the name of Krishna, marjanam. You know manje? Oh, most of you know your manje bartan. You take the scrub and you manje, right? You clean it. So marjanam, it manjes the mind. It cleanses the mind of impurities, dirt that's stored in there. Uncountable lifetimes. First thing. Cheto darpana marjanam bhavamaha davagni nirvapanam. We have been burnt by fire of lust, greed, anger, jealousy, hatred, lust. It's a fire, it's burning us. No peace, no happiness anywhere. When you chant the Lord's name, cools that fire. It outs the fire. It's like throwing water in the fire. It subsides the fire. It's not going to happen. It's a big fire. You see what happened in Colorado? How long it taken to out that fire? And we're talking about uncountable lifetimes of fire burning inside here. So it'll take some time. Don't think it's going to happen one time. You're going to say Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, and it'll go. It'll take some time. But it subsides it. Shreyah kairava chandrika vitaranam. Chandrika, the rays of the moon. The rays of the sun burns. Right? When you go, now is summer, you are scared to go out in the sun. It will burn you. You will get sunburn. Or you can fall unconscious. So hot, the rays of the sun. But when the night comes, what happens? The rays of the moon, it cools down everything. So the moon, the rays of the moon cools. Like the rays of the moon, the name of the Lord cools. It brings a cool and soothing effect to the heart, the mind. You feel a cool and soothing. You get a bliss, a happiness. Shreyah kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadhu jivanam. And true knowledge starts to sprout. When you do bhakti, 2 things happens automatically. Bhakti has 2 children. One is gyan, knowledge, and one is vairagya, detachment. You don't have to do it. When you do bhakti in a true way, these 2 will come by themselves. True knowledge comes when the heart starts to purify. I told you there has to have a vessel for something to go inside there. Spiritual knowledge I'm talking about. So the true knowledge starts to sprout in the heart. Anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam. Every step, pratipadam, every step you start tasting that supreme bliss, that nectar of that is in the name. When you understand that Lord is sitting in the name and you chant in the right way, you will start to taste that bliss every step. Purnamrita swadhanam, you taste it, that bliss, that nectar of the name. That name, that bliss that you experience in Krishna name, it far exceeds any bliss. There are many, many divine abodes. Every dissension of Bhagwan has a divine abode. Every dissension. There's a Durga Lok, Lakshmi Lok, Vishnu Lok, which is called Vaikunt, Sakit, the abode of Ram, Sita. But the highest divine abode is called Golok Dham, the abode of Radha Krishna. This is the highest divine. So the bliss of Radha Krishna far supersedes every other bliss, divine bliss. That eventually, if you keep chanting one day, through the grace of the Guru, who has attained that divine bliss himself, he will bless you, grace you, and you will also attain that supreme bliss of Shri Radha Krishna. This is the greatness of chanting the divine name. So much. I've just started to touch this topic of chanting. There's so much more. The time is gone. So much. But I don't want you to complain and say, Swamiji, take us late. So let's see. But yes, I hope we understand how important it is. Don't ever feel shy or ashamed to chant God's name. Everywhere chant. I'm sure you have seen people say chant and be happy. There is a truth in that. If you understand the greatest happiness is sitting in that name, that's where you're going to get the happiness. God is happiness. Anando Brahmeti Vajana. The Vedas say another name for Shri Krishna is Anand, bliss, happiness. And if happiness is sitting in the name, then you're going to get it. But you have to chant and you have to believe. Keep doing. Now try it. Go and do it. Try it and you will see. If you do it after a while and you don't get something, come back and say, Swamiji, this is a lie. I try hard and I get nothing. Impossible. So much power is in the name of God, Shri Krishna, that there is no amount of sin that anyone could commit that name cannot destroy. One name of Krishna, any name. So chant, so kirtanam. But there's so much more, but some other time. Ladli Lal ki jai, Srimad Sadguru Sarkar ki jai, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Just to mention before we go into Arati, Uncle Raja will make a